After everything was said and done, last night's snow is, in my opinion, the perfect first snowfall. Tallied 1.2 inches and it accumulated on our grassy and elevated surfaces, but luckily our roads, at least at the time when I drove home last night, we're pretty much completely fine because of just how warm the ground was. But I do have a little bit more concerns for our neighbors to the east over in Chicago and northwest Indiana because they're going to be facing some major lake effect snow. And the setup's actually kind of incredible because in the upper atmosphere, that Arctic air is overhead with some temperatures recordly cool at negative 40 degrees. But when it comes to the actual lake front, it puts it at 50 degrees, so you have a major 90-degree temperature difference. And what that does, creates a lot of instability and allows a lot of snow to fall. So over to the east of us, well, they have our first winter storms warning of the season, and it's pretty much been a year since we've seen any of those. But as we look over toward the Rockford region, really no complaints, maybe a few narrow bands of some very light snow making its way from the lake, but no concerns about that whatsoever. When it comes to wind gusts today, definitely on the strong side, topping out at 35 miles per hour in Rockford, 28 miles per hour over in Monroe, and even winds right now, mainly out of the north and west, near about 10 to 15 or so miles per hour. When it comes to temperatures, a little bit cooler than yesterday. 8-degree difference in Rockford, 10 up in Monroe, as we are now sitting in the middle to lower 20s, and we'll end up in the lower 20s, so definitely our first 3-blanket kind of night for us here tonight, at least for the season, as it is going to be cold. Now winds, this is something we'll have to keep in mind heading into tomorrow. We'll still see wind gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour from earlier on tomorrow, pretty much through the remainder of the day, so wind chills are going to become much more of a factor. And by the morning, I think we'll likely be seeing wind chills in the lower teens, if not even the single digits. So as you head out the door Monday morning, you definitely want to make sure you are dressing warm and probably putting on an extra layer or two. Now progressing on toward the afternoon, still mid-20s will be pretty much where we'll top out for our feels-like temperatures. Even with sunshine, at least that's making its return, but we are going to be bright and sunny for the remainder of our Monday. Now actual air temperatures topping out in the mid-30s and heading overnight on our Monday into Tuesday down to the mid-20s. But as we progress on through the morning hours, you can see 5 o'clock already starting to warm back into those low 30s. And by the afternoon on Tuesday, already back into the 40-degree range. And that is just the beginning. As we progress on into our Wednesday, already back into those mid-50s. So if you're not a fan of the cold and you don't want to get rid of that fall-like feeling just yet, luckily, we do not have to wait all too long. Now, of course, tomorrow, definitely frigid, 14 degrees below normal. But as that polar air starts to move from pretty much overhead along the Great Lakes and moves off toward the north and east, and we'll have zonal flow start to make its return, temperatures finally back to very comfortable. And even by next Friday and next Saturday, well, the 60s, I think, are set to make their return, as we'll go at 60 degrees on Friday, mid-60s in for us on our Saturday. A perfect day to get outside and enjoy. Let's take a quick look outside. Our primetime auto video East State Street cam still seeing a little bit of snow on the ground, but heading into tomorrow and most likely on Tuesday, I think most of that snow will likely melt.
All right, remember to download our WIFR weather app. It is free. Stay up to date on the latest happening with the forecast in your area.
Absolutely.
Coming up in sports, we have highlights from the Ice Hogs game tonight from Ice Side.